Hi, my name is Karan and this is Nick.
Hi, my name is Nick.
Yeah, you sort of just said that. You don't listen or something? Come on. So yeah, today we'll be talking about the Persians, Indian empires, and the Chinese philosophies as assigned by our great and absolutely dashing Mr. Zitaro.
First, the Persian Empire. The Persian Empire was a huge and great empire. Unlike many empires, it had a great tolerance for its conquered war slaves. They also developed the imperial bureaucracy. A major achievement of Persia is their construction of the road systems. They used this to maintain an empire by establishing systems of communications and transportation. The road was 1,677 miles in length. There were 111 posts or relay stations spaced about 15 miles apart along the road.
Great job, Nick. It looks like you've been doing your homework. The Persian Empire ran from Susa in Persia to Sardis and Anatolia, which the royal road covered. A prophet and religious reformer named Zoroaster offered to answer a frequently answered question: why should so much suffering and chaos exist in the world? Zoroaster taught that two spiritual armies fight for possession of a person's soul. And to simulate how this battle will happen, we have hired two very great actors to show you how it's done. To demonstrate the battle of the souls, we have Nick Hubert as the good person and the Hershey's monster as the bad person. And to demonstrate how it goes, this is what happens.
I'm not afraid. Yeah. It's been a ride. I guess I had to go to that place to get to this one. Now some of you might still be in that place. If you're trying to get out, just follow me.
Since Nick, the good person, won the battle of the souls, the soul of that person will not be destroyed. I hoped you liked that simulation. Zoroaster also developed ideas about heaven, hell, and final judgment that were similar to concepts in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. A collection of books called the Avesta became the holy writings of Zoroaster's religion, the official religion of Persia.
India was very difficult to invade. There were many barriers such as the Himalayas, the Hindu Kush, and the Indian Ocean. These all made invasion extremely hard. Mountain passes in the Hindu Kush provided migration routes. The Indus and Ganges were the important rivers to the Indian subcontinent. There was a caste system in India too. The caste system was represented by the Purusha. The Shudras, laborers, were the feet. The Vaishyas, peasants and traders, were the legs. The
Kshatriyas,
rulers and warriors, were the arms, and the Brahmins, priests, were the mouth. Mohenjo-daro. Cities had fortified area called a citadel. This area contained the major buildings. Buildings were made of oven-baked bricks. Cities also had sophisticated plumbing. The Asoka continued political unification of much of India. The contributions were the spread of Buddhism, free hospitals, veterinary clinics, and good roads. Gupta Empire. Golden age of classic Indian culture. Contributions were math, the concept of zero, setting bones, concept of a round earth, new textiles, and literature.
Hinduism as a collection of religious beliefs that developed slowly over a long period of time. Some aspects of the religion can be traced back to ancient times. Hinduism cannot be traced back to one founder with a single set of ideas. Hindus share a common worldview. They see a religion as a way of liberating the soul from the illusions, disappointments, and mistakes of everyday existence. Here are some examples of daily disappointments.
Aw, there's chips in my bag of air. Another disappointment.
The Redskins. Oh no, the Steelers! Hooray! But
And
then there's
Redskins.
Redskins.
We be in your city where we like to do the dance. Flex to the left, throw some money out your hands. Do it for the city and we do it for the fans. The power like wow, boy, you gotta do the dance. Everybody do the jive, wow, jive, wow, jive, wow, jive, wow.
Upanishads are written as dialogues or discussions between a student and a teacher. Verses from the Vedas are recited daily by the faithful. There were three main gods: Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, and the protector, and Shiva, the destroyer. A soul's karma, good or bad deeds, follows from one reincarnation to another. Hinduism spread along the trade routes, causing it to spread more rapidly. During the same period, two other religions were founded: Buddhism and Jainism. Buddhism we will talk about in just a minute, but Jainism was born about 599 BC and died in 527 BC. They believe that everything in the universe has a soul and should not be harmed. Jain monks sweep ants off their path and wear gauze masks over their faces so they don't breathe in insects.
Buddhism was another religion. It was created by Siddhartha Gautama, aka Buddha.
Tense name.
It followed the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path to Enlightenment. When Siddhartha Gautama, Buddha, was born, it was predicted if he stayed in his kingdom, he was destined to become a world leader. If he left home, he would become a universal spiritual leader. When he was 29, he left home
4 times.
4 times. 4 times.
4 times. Running away, bad boy.
First he saw an old man, next a sick man, then a corpse being carried to the cremation grounds, and finally a holy man, seen at peace with himself. The old person. A sick person. A corpse, and a holy man. He understood these events to mean that every living thing experiences old age, sickness, and death, and that only religious life offers a refuge from this inevitable suffering. He wandered through the forests of India for 6 years, seeking enlightenment or wisdom. He, Buddha, created the Four Noble Truths. The Eightfold Path was like a staircase. It was a way to reach enlightenment one step at a time and could reach nirvana, the word for release from selfishness and pain. Buddha rejected man of the Hindu gods, and thus he rejected the caste system. Because of his rejection of the caste system, many of the Buddha's early followers included laborers and craftspeople.
After Buddha's death, his missionaries were able to spread his faith over large parts of Asia. They went to Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia and traveled along the Central Asian trade routes to China. Buddhism did not spread too well in India because of its already existing Hinduism in the area. It mostly flourished in China. In China, there were many threats from migratory invaders from the north. As a line of defense, a man by the name of Qin Shi Huangdi built the Great Wall of China. His name meant the first ruler. He defeated all the invaders and doubled the size of China. Under his orders, he ordered all the noble families to live in the capital city so he could keep a watch on them. The Great Wall of China was built to discourage attacks by the northern nomads. The wall was 1,400 miles long and was built by laborers and peasants, and many died during the process and were buried in the wall. Dynasties ruled China, and they served under a mandate of heaven, who was said to be chosen by the gods to rule. That person would rule till another person would come along and say he's the new mandate of heaven, and a new dynasty would rule. This was known as the dynastic cycle. The Silk Road was expanded trade through Asia and even all the way to Rome. Some contributions of classical China are silk, the civil service system, the proclaim, and paper. Confucianism has a big impact on the social order of China, with the belief that humans are good, not bad. It meant that you were to respect your elders, worship your ancestors. This was a huge emphasis on education. There was a huge emphasis on education, and it created the Code of Politeness. This code is still used today in China. Taoism also had a big impact on Chinese culture. It taught how humility was something that everyone had to deal with and was part of life. Taoism taught to have a simple life and have inner peace and harmony with nature. Yin and Yang was a symbol in Chinese culture, used to show opposites in the world. It was used to represent opposites for Confucianism and Taoism. Through people traveling and constantly moving, Chinese forms of Buddhism spread throughout Asia.
That's our crash course presentation on Persians, Indian empires, and the Chinese philosophies.
Peace up, A-Town down. Yeah!